This is Conversations on Careers and Professional Life. I'm your host, Gregory Heller. On this series, I'll turn lessons from my MBA course, Professional Communication, into practical insights you can use every day. On this episode, I'm talking about data visualization, effective data visualization, not charts for chart's sake, but visuals that actually help your audience think, decide, and act. Here's the core idea. Data doesn't persuade. Insight does. And visualization is the bridge between the two. If your audience has to work hard to understand your chart, they stop listening to you. If your chart makes the insight obvious, your message lands faster and with more credibility. Most people creating charts and graphs have never had any formal training in the discipline. I'd had barely any until I was long out of grad school and took a workshop with Edward Tufte. I read his books, and a few years after that, I read the book Good Charts by Scott Berinato. And I started to see and visualize data differently. I'll put links to both in the show notes. Now let's unpack what effective data visualization really means in practice. A chart has one job: to make a point visible. It's not there to show everything you analyzed, prove how much work you did, display every available data cut. The work belongs in the appendix. In a live presentation, a chart should answer a single question clearly. If your audience can't immediately tell why you're showing, the chart is failing, even if the data is correct. Always start by asking, what do I want my audience to learn from this data? Only then should you decide how to visualize it. You need to match the chart to the question at hand. Different questions require different visuals. One of the biggest mistakes I see is defaulting to the same chart type regardless of your intent. Here's a simple mental model. Comparisons are best done with bar charts. Trends over time, line charts. Distribution, histograms or box plots. Composition, maybe a stacked bar. Relationship, scatter plots can work. If you choose a chart type that doesn't match the question, you force your audience to do unnecessary cognitive work. And when that cognitive load spikes, attention to what you're saying drops. Good data visualization feels almost effortless to interpret. Simplify ruthlessly. Most charts are cluttered because they were never edited. They are presented exactly how Excel spit them out. Effective charts often remove things like unnecessary grid lines, excessive labels, legends that force eye travel, colors that don't convey meaning, or worse, misconstrue intent, decimals that imply false precision. If everything is emphasized, nothing is emphasized. Use contrast intentionally, one color to highlight the insight, muted tones for context, white space to let the data breathe. Remember, your goal is not completeness, it's clarity. Just like with slides, charts need message-driven titles. Avoid titles that describe the data and instead use titles that state the insight. Instead of customer retention by cohort, try something like retention improves significantly after the first 30 days. Now your audience knows what to look for before they even examine the chart. That's not bias, that's guidance. A strong title aligns the chart with your narrative and dramatically increases comprehension. Another common trap is over-precision. More decimal points do not equal more credibility. In fact, they often create confusion or skepticism. Ask yourself, does this level of precision change the decision, or does it just make the chart harder to read? Often, rounding clarifies without sacrificing truth. It may be more effective to show relative difference, benchmarks, and directionality before drilling into exact numbers. Next, you want to design for the room, not the spreadsheet. Spreadsheets are for analysis, slides are for communication. A chart that works perfectly in Excel often fails in presentation because it's too dense, the text is too small, and the meaning gets buried. Design for distance. Assume the person in the back of the room or on a small laptop screen needs to grasp the insight instantly. If you need to explain the chart for 45 seconds before the audience understands it, redesign the chart. Sometimes the most powerful part of a chart isn't the chart itself. It's the annotation, a short call out, a circle, a simple arrow. Used sparingly, annotations guide attention and reinforce the takeaway. They help your audience see what you see, but use them with discipline. An annotation should clarify the insight, not compete with it. Effective data visualization isn't about aesthetics. It's actually about empathy. Empathy for your audience. It's about respecting your audience's limited attention and helping them see the story hidden inside the numbers. So before you drop a chart into your next deck, ask, what's the insight? Is this the right chart? Can someone grasp the point at a glance? When you design charts this way, your data stops being noise and starts becoming evidence. If you want to dive deeper into data visualization, my number one recommendation on this topic is Scott Berinato's Good Charts from Harvard Business Publishing. Thank you for listening to Conversations on Careers and Professional Life. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider sharing it with a friend or classmate. Help others find the show by leaving a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. Conversations on Careers and Professional Life is produced by me, Gregory Heller, with support from the Foster School of Business Office of MBA Career Management. Learn more about the show, find show notes and past episodes, and get in touch with me at conversationsoncareers.com. Hey, one more thing. Did you know that you can listen to Conversations on Careers and Professional Life on YouTube or Spotify? One of the easiest ways to help this show is to hit the subscribe button on either of those platforms.